What's up, Breeze Heat family? Welcome back to my channel. If you're here, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all already know we're about to jump right into this recipe for this delicious, beautiful honey glazed salmon. I also made some fried rice with it as well, so I added that recipe in here for y'all as a bonus. You can add it with some white rice and pair it with your favorite vegetable. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I seasoned it with a very simple seasoning because the sauce is going to do a lot of the flavor. I used some salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, and I didn't have any onion powder, so you can add that on there as well. But if you don't, trust me, it's going to turn out just as good. So you're going to make sure that you season it generously, and we're going to do this for both sides. I really love some fresh cracked black pepper, so that's why I kind of have a lot on mine. But you can just see, like, it's like a light seasoning where it's not too much, but it is seasoned enough so when you taste that fish, it won't be bland. The paprika is just going to be here for color because we love salmon that looks good, okay? So do that for both sides. And now we're going to go ahead and get our sauce started. I used 1 cup of soy sauce. I used 1/3 cup of brown sugar. I used probably like 2 to 3 garlic cloves, chopped them up. I added like 1 at first, but I was like, nah, we need some more. So 2 to 3 garlic cloves in there, and you're going to give that a really nice mix. Oh yeah, and your honey. I probably did about 3 tablespoons of honey, and I gave this a really nice mix. Now this is going to make a decent amount of the sauce. So if you don't want that much sauce, you can go ahead and cut that recipe in half. But yeah, you're just going to give this a really nice mix and kind of make sure like all of the brown sugar is broken up and not just saturated at the bottom. But we're going to go ahead and get started on our fried rice. I like to make this garlic butter that I put inside of the rice. So it's like softened butter. I did 2 tablespoons, a clove of garlic, and like a tablespoon of soy sauce. And this is room temperature butter, okay? So you're going to add that in there and mix all of that together. Now, I know it look a little crazy, y'all. I know it look a little crazy, but trust the process, okay? This is going to be so good in your rice. Like, it's just literally like a garlic butter soy rice. I mean, soy sauce kind of thing. And I add it into my fried rice every single time. And honestly, it takes my fried rice from there to there. And if y'all can't see me, but I was pointing and I took it up a notch, okay? But to get started on the fried rice, in my wok, I added about a tablespoon of sesame oil. I added in probably 2 cloves of garlic and some green onion. And now I'm just going to let this get nice and aromatic. My wok is hot, okay? So we're just going to make sure that we don't burn this garlic. You want your garlic to cook and get aromatic, but you don't want it to burn. So this is probably going to take like 1.5 minutes, honestly, tops. So you want to make sure you have all of your ingredients like ready to the side, all ready for you to go. So you can just go. Next, I added in my egg. I pre-scrambled it so I didn't have to do all of that in the pot, just because that was just easier for me. So go ahead and mix everything on up. You're going to add your egg in. And like I said, your wok is going to be hot. So no need to walk away from this. You don't want no little dry eggs or anything like that. So you're going to add in your peas and carrots. I did the frozen ones. And you can probably just find these at your local Walmart or whatever store you go to. They normally have the peas and carrots. Just the peas and carrots. Because I know sometimes they add like the green beans and stuff. But if you look a little hard, you can probably find the peas and carrots. Next, I'm going to add some seasoning. I just like to use my little seasoning blend for all my fried rice, which is garlic powder, salt, and pepper. I'm going to use that throughout the remainder of the fried rice recipe. So give that a really nice mix. And if you've been on my channel before, you already know how Breeze Heat is coming for the rice. You're supposed to use day-old rice. And yes, day-old rice is going to give you the best results. But what I do is I just take my butt to my local Chinese food restaurant and I get a large order of white rice. Because sometimes, like, I don't know what I'm cooking for dinner that night, okay? And I didn't make the rice the night before. So this is what works best for me. If you don't have any old day-old rice, or if you want, you can make some rice and then, like, lay it on a flat pan and put it in your fridge or your freezer. But basically, the day-old rice is going to give you that best results for the consistency. Sometimes if you use rice that was made the same day, it's going to give you a really, really mushy consistency. Like the rice won't be breaking apart, separating everything. It's just, you get better results from your day old rice. So you're going to make sure you get all of these clumps out. If you're going to use the Chinese food restaurant method, just want to make sure you get all your clumps out, okay? And like I said, making fried rice is a fairly quick process, so no need to walk away or anything. Just get your next ingredient, which is our garlic butter sauce. And I just poured the rest of the soy sauce in there because we're going to be using soy sauce anyway. So go ahead and mix that in. Let that butter melt and get all up in that rice. It's going to be so good, y'all. I'm telling y'all, that garlic butter sauce in. If you can just find some regular garlic butter and you want to do that, trust me, I'm not going to judge you. And quite frankly, I wouldn't even know. Okay, but you want to make sure you can either find the garlic butter sauce. Find the garlic butter, or you're going to make your own sauce. Then you're going to add in 1 cup of soy sauce. For some reason, my camera didn't add that. So here we are after I added my 1 cup of soy sauce to it. And I'm going to let it get a really nice mix. I can still see that there's some whites on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and season it and make sure I keep mixing everything up nicely. Like I said, salt, pepper, garlic powder. So make sure you add that all up in there and give it a really nice mix. Again, you want to make sure that your wok is not too high. It was on a high, but y'all know me, a high in my house is not burning pan high. It's probably a 6 or a 7, 7 or an 8. But honestly, I wouldn't even do an 8 just because I like to have control over what I'm cooking. And if you do an 8 and if you burn it, it's no returning, okay? No returning. So look, there you have a super easy, delicious fried rice. And honestly, y'all, we made it so quick. So let's go ahead and jump into the recipe for this salmon. So in my pan, and y'all already know, I always use HEXCLAD. I'll have the link below for those if y'all are interested in the pans that I use. I added olive oil. We used sesame oil earlier, but right now we're going to use olive oil, okay? So I'm going to add in my 3 pieces of salmon. I'm going to let them cook down on each side, probably 3 minutes. Like I said, well, I didn't say this already, but salmon is a very delicate fish. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want to overdo it. So we're just going to do 3 minutes on each side because we're going to also let it cook within that sauce. So we don't want it to be overcooked, which is why we're only going to give it 3 minutes. And it still has this nice, beautiful crust on it. That's why you sit it in there and you just leave it alone. Okay, sit it in there. Look on your phone for 3 minutes. Scroll on social media. Or you can look on my page and find a new recipe for 3 minutes, but 3 minutes only. And you're going to add that in. And after a minute and a half of it being on the other side, you're going to add in your butter, okay? You're going to let your butter melt down. And once your butter is nice and melted, this is also going to prevent it from burning. That olive oil butter combo is what stops stuff from burning, y'all. So if y'all didn't know, now you know. You can use it with your other proteins as well. But now that it's melted, you're going to go ahead and add your sauce in. I made sure to turn my heat down to I would say a medium, a 4 or a 5 on the stove if you have the numbers, because I just didn't want it to continue to cook as high, because I already know we're going to have this sauce on there for 4 minutes, and you don't want your salmon to be overdone, okay? So go ahead, let that simmer, let it get to a nice little glaze like this, okay? And you're going to flip your salmon once or twice just to make sure the back and the front is coated with it. So as you can see right now, it is still a little bit not as a thick consistency. And if you just, you're okay with this consistency, that's totally fine. You can stop here. You don't got to, continue these next steps. But what we're going to do next is add in the cornstarch slurry to get this sauce nice and thick. I just removed my salmon at this point. I also squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on there too. But go ahead and remove your salmon, add your cornstarch slurry, and turn it on the low. You don't need it to be too high. Now we're making our sauce. Turn it on the low, give it a really nice mix, and just really watch it. As you can see, these HEXCLAD pans are my favorite because it's so easy to clean, y'all. They're literally my favorite. But go ahead and check the description if you're interested in that. And I forgot to add the rest of my sauce in there. So at first I only added half in there. So I added the other half while it was cooking. And this is what it looks like after 4 minutes of cooking on that medium low heat. And I just added it to the top of my salmon. Y'all, look at the thickness. I really love this consistency of this sauce. But I'll have all of the ingredients I already know listed in the description below. I added some parsley to make it look fancy and some lemon juice to make it look even fancier. I mean, some lemons. But as y'all can see, I didn't like the way the full lemon looked. So, and you'll see in this next clip, I cut it in half. Because I was like, dang, it's kind of like taking over the plate, you know? So I cut them in half. This is what it looks like presentation-wise. So beautiful, so delicious, so yummy. Make sure y'all stay on the lookout for my ebook. I will be dropping that probably in the next 2 weeks. So if you're not already a part of my email list, I'll have that listed below as well, so you can stay up to date, and I'll send out an email when that's ready, as well as like exclusive deals on HEXCLAD pens, my cookbook, and all of that. But if you stayed and you tried this recipe, be sure to let me know in the comments. I love, love, love to see what y'all have to say about these recipes. It keeps me very motivated and keeps me going. This is what it looks like when I paired it with the fried rice. So delicious, y'all. It's easy. You can take it to work. You know, it's not like gonna be too heavy on you for work. Honestly, if you want to meal prep this, that's a great idea as well. You can do that too. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. So much love to y'all for staying a part of the Breathe Heat family. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all with the next recipe. Bye-bye.